So as we are in lockdown, churches and charities like the hospice are struggling because they can't raise money in the way that they normally would. This isn't only about ordinary weekly giving, but events that would be put on which would raise money to keep the institutions going have had to be cancelled. So I was trying to think about a way that I could do something to raise money, both as the assistant curate of Durnley, Smallbridge and Wardle, but also as a volunteer chaplain at Springhill Hospice. And being a natural athlete, the Cammino de Santiago virtual challenge caught my eye when it appeared on my Facebook feed. I need some motivation to get out and walk and to get fit. And this appealed to me. It's a virtual pilgrimage. I walk, my Fitbit then talks to the app and it plots where I would have got to along the route of this virtual pilgrimage. And I'm doing this to raise funds both for the hospice and for the benefice which I work in. So to give you a bit more information, this is the route that I would take. It goes from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port in the foothills of the French Pyrenees to that of every pilgrim's destination, St. James of the Field of Stars Cathedral in Santiago de Compostela in Spain. 480 miles. So obviously this is going to take me a bit of time. I'm not getting it done in 1 week. So I started this on the 2nd of June to see if I would be able to stick at it before I committed to doing this as a fundraising venture. The nice thing is that every so often you get a postcard via email to show where you're up to. And here it is showing me at the beginning of the 480-mile walk. You're also able to put yourself on Street View as to what it looks like on the actual route, and you can see here me starting out on my first walk around Wardle Village. Not too dissimilar in where they were up to. One of my plans is on the 22nd of June to launch properly, as this is the anniversary of my ordination to priest, by walking from our churches to the hospice and then back home. So I decided to see if I would be able to make it to the hospice and back before I committed to doing this. It was a lovely Friday on which it decided to chuck it down with rain, and I set off down the canal because that's the route it recommends to take from the church, and did make it to the hospice. A bit cold and a bit wet because it had chucked it down occasionally, but it was warm in between. I didn't take any photographs of the walk back uphill home because I was just relieved to get home, but you can see this was my achievement, that was 17,000 steps and 7.34 miles. I made it to the hospice and back, which earned me yet another postcard to say that I had now managed to complete the Napoleon route, the first part of the walk, beginning with a constant ascent of 20 kilometres. It rises through mountain meadows, and I was quite glad the hills that I had to face weren't quite as steep as that. However, by the end of week 1, I'd had my Flying Start award to say that I'd complete 5% of my mission, and I had walked 38.7 miles in total. And the nice thing is that as part of the app I get to see what that walk looks like if I had been taking part in the actual pilgrimage. Please consider sponsoring me. You may decide whether you want to support our churches or whether you want to support the hospice, but the encouragement to keep going is much needed, and thank you for any support that I do receive. So this is the end of week 1.